Hello everyone and welcome to your Animal Facts number 4. We will work from 50 to 75. Are you ready? Great. Now let's begin with Fact 50. 50. The Alpine Swift is able to stay airborne for 6 months without touching down. It holds the world record for the longest recorded uninterrupted flight by a bird at over 200 days in the air, as it is hunted flying insects on its wintering range in the skies over West Africa. 51. The edible dormouse, or Glis glis, is able to hibernate the longest, up to 11 months of the year when food availability is low. To be able to pull out of this feat, they double or even triple their body weight before hibernation. During hibernation, they are able to reduce their metabolic rate, and the animal may stop breathing for periods for up to an hour at a time. Wow! 52. The Japanese macaques play with snowballs for fun. These snow monkeys have been observed rolling up snowballs, then pushing them down hills for the heck of it. Others gather lumps of snow in a ball and carry them around, proudly, sometimes to the envy of other monkeys who try to steal it. 53. Sperm whales are the world's largest predator. They could be up to 20 meters and weigh up to 80 tons. These giant whales dive down to almost 3,000 meters below the surface when they hunt giant squid. Giant squid can be the same size or bigger than sperm whales and will fight viciously with them. Adult whales can be seen with scars on their heads from the beaks of giant squids. 54. The largest insect to ever live was a dragonfly with a wingspan of over 75 centimeters or 2.5 feet across. They are called Meganeuropsis and were around 247 million years ago. They were proficient predators with large mandibles that they used to capture fish, amphibians, and insects. 55. Koalas have fingerprints almost identical to us. It is so hard to distinguish between the fingerprints of koalas and humans that even under a microscope it is hard to tell. There are even reported cases of koalas' fingerprints confusing forensics at crime scenes. 56. The Greenland sharks are the longest living vertebrates on Earth, with one individual thought to be over 400 years old. Greenland sharks are giant, reaching up to 5 meters in length, and live in the cold, deep waters of the North Atlantic. They are rarely seen, and little is known about them. 57. The blood Dracula ant has the fastest recorded animal movement when it snaps its mandible. This cannibalistic ant can go from 0 to 200 miles per hour in 0.000015 seconds when it snaps its mandibles. That's roughly 5,000 times faster than the human's blink. This is the fastest recorded movement in the animal kingdom. 58. The box jellyfish is considered the most venomous marine species in the planet. These cube-shaped jellyfish have long tentacles and can be over 3 meters in length. Their toxin, delivered via stinging cells in their tentacles, is so potent that many die before they can even reach the shore. 59. The Japanese spider crab has the longest leg span of any arthropod. From the tip of one claw to the other can be almost as 4 meters. Japanese spider crabs have 10 legs stretching out from a central body, giving it its spider-like appearance. They live deep in the oceans south of Japan. 60. Some albatrosses are stupid. Now, albatrosses form bonds of life, returning to the same place every year to raise their young. Some of the bonds are between two female albatrosses, with a study finding that in one breeding area, 31% of pairs were two females. 61. Some corvids, such as crows, rooks, ravens, can understand physics. Corvids are highly intelligent. They can use tools, solve puzzles, recognize faces, and even understand physics. Tests show that rooks have the same level of understanding of physics as a 6-month-old baby, which is higher than some apes. 62. Sheep can recognize faces. As social animals, sheep are capable of recognizing familiar and unfamiliar faces. Studies even suggest that they miss other sheep when they are taken away for a long time afterwards. 63. Tardigrades can survive in space and go without eating for more than 10 years. Tardigrades are microscopic animals with crazy endurance abilities. They can survive in temperatures as high as 149 degrees Celsius, or as low as minus 272 degrees Celsius, and pressures 6 times more intense than the bottom of the ocean. They also look like tiny bears. 64. Duck-billed platypuses don't have nipples. Instead, they concentrate milk to their belly and feed their young by sweating it out. The milk emerges from pores in the skin of the abdomen, which the platypus puggles, then lap up. 65. Echidnas are relatives of duck-billed platypuses and have a beak, spikes, a kangaroo-like pouch, and lays eggs. They are small, at just 30 to 45 centimeters, and are known as spiny anteaters. One of the few egg-laying mammals, Echidna lays a tiny egg, which is then transferred into a kangaroo-like pouch, where it then hatches. 66. Rabbits don't have pads on their paws, only fur. Rabbits are a bit like hobbits. In fact, they have furry feet. They are the only land mammals that do not have any paw pads. Paw pads are thought to help animals run faster, whereas rabbits move in a different way, and the thick fur still provides cushioning. 67. The Yangtze giant soft-shell turtle is the biggest freshwater turtle in the world. It weighs between 150 to 220 kilograms, or 330 to 485 pounds, and is over 100 centimeters, or 39 inches in length. They are found primarily in the area of the Yangtze River in China. Excuse me. 68. Pea crabs are miniature crabs that spend their whole lives inside oysters, clams, and mussels. Named after it is the same size of a pea, this tiny crab relies entirely on its host for food. 69. The marine snailfish is the deepest fish in the ocean, living up to around 8,000 meters below the surface. They live down in the deepest trenches of the ocean where they hunt invertebrates, such as crustaceans and shrimp. 70. The shoebill stork can swallow baby crocodiles whole. These huge birds are over 1 meter tall, or up to 5 feet, and have a wingspan of more than 2 meters, almost 8 feet. Its name comes from its huge beak, which is over 20 centimeters long and almost that wide. Along with lungfish, it also eats baby turtles and baby crocodiles whole. 71. Lungfish are the only fish that have both lungs and gills. This allows them to survive when the water in their ponds, lakes, dries up. 72. Electric eels are in fact not eels, and give a shock and strong enough to knock out a horse. In the Tennessee Aquarium, an electric eel's tank has been hooked up to a computer programmed to send out a tweet whenever the eel produces enough electricity. 73. The yellowhead jawfish incubates its eggs in its mouth. The male gathers up all of the eggs once they have been fertilized and stores them in his mouth until they hatch. Yuck! 74. Second to last one. The Petu digua is thought to be the smallest spider in the world at just 0.37 millimeters. This Colombian spider is about 1/5 the size of a head of a pin. And finally, 75. Vampire bats share blood with their friends. Vampire bats need to eat blood at least every 48 hours to survive. Bats will share blood after a good meal with another bat that fed them in the past. See you for our next one.